This is what I was talking about with difficulties. There we go. This.
Yeah.
This.
No, that.
This.
This.
That.
That. That's good. That's the good.
That's
look at
good.
this. Oh, look at those space for activities.
It's all this wonderful space for activities.
Look at all this space for activities.
You see all these activities he's doing?
Oh, I'm getting dizzy.
There's a lot of activities there.
We starting the show?
Yeah, we're starting the show.
We're starting the Exp Talk Show. We got to tweet this out. Hold on. So everybody out there, those of you watching,
we need help.
There are 60,000 people watching right now, and I need you guys all to get out those cellular telephones that we talk so much about.
Retweet your boys.
Retweet your boys. Put that retweet button. Konky over here.
Smooch that retweet button.
Has created a post. I'm gonna do the same thing.
I'm gonna retweet your post because mine was like 30 minutes.
We're live now.
It's 40 minutes. I'm sorry, guys, for the delay.
You know what?
Work was crazy, and then
we
also needed to catch up a little bit and eat some food.
Some
just
sustenance
because
for the show.
I had some last minute changes to my schedule, and so did Lee. So,
So we're here. We made it though. We want to make sure we give you guys some hefty dose of science fueled discussion for this evening. So so I'm going to generate this tweet. And make sure that you guys
and I'll introduce everybody.
Retweet. Yeah, keep it. Tell the good people what's up.
You guys were here last week. We did our first edition of the Exp Talk Show Community Edition. Thank you guys for contributing articles. Seriously, it was a fucking awesome time. And then as far as just like what the show is and how it works, Josh, you're not wrong. Okay, you're not wrong. As far as how the stream works and how we have it set up, the talk show is all about having a discussion, whether it's science related, philosophy, life, whatever life is kind of throwing our way, and we go off on our own tangents. Lee and myself both have ADHD, so it yields some pretty interesting results, and I would say me and him have like a different collection of knowledge. I'm more a little psychedelic. Lee's a little bit more like well, you're a lot more scientific than I am.
Sweet.
And then I just kind of like we bridge the gap in conversation with just like how we think about things. So we have a great time doing that outside of the stream, and we made a show about it called the XP. If you guys have any questions for us or anything, please let us know in the chat. While we're doing the stream, especially when me and Lee are streaming, it's very easy for us to get distracted, and
hence the reason why ADD and ADHD are just a wonderful thing.
Right. And it's actually like quite a detriment. So what we end up doing is we mute alerts for the duration of the cast. Now, alerts will still come up, but you're not going to hear a sound or anything. So I promise at the end of our stream, we will be re-enabling that stuff and also thanking you guys for what you've been doing. If you guys hung out last night, we got a huge raid from an amazing person, Coco Confession, and we had like 15 like gifted subs and like fucking thousands of bits going everywhere. It was crazy.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it was nuts.
How many people do you have at one time?
75. She popped on me.
Damn.
And I was like ending stream, so I ended up just like
hanging out
doing
hours.
another half hour or so, and then pass it off to somebody who I felt deserved it.
So good, man. So we appreciate you guys being here tonight. This is kind of like our 2018 kind of wrap-up show, I suppose.
Yeah.
You and I have been off for about a week. No. Yeah? Week?
Yeah.
Just a week?
Just a week.
Because we did a remote show last week, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure we just were off for a week. Got to catch up our grind, and we know like the holidays are pretty busy and stuff like that. So, so this is actually this will be kind of our literally the end of the year show, because 2018 is over in a few days.
Yes.
So we got to talk about some science stuff that happened in the year 2018, some things that we were excited about and loved. Talk about our New Year's resolutions, maybe, if we can get to it.
Yep.
So we got some hefty stuff. Hefty. So, but yeah, if you guys haven't already, so you guys can follow us on the internet using said names below. I wore this shirt,
Good
you guys can tell. This is our shirt. This is a shirt for the show that you guys, do you still have some, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so go to the Exp Talk Show.com. Put that in the chat.
Boop.
So go there.
Oh, oops.
Maybe a different website.
I don't think I have that.
Yeah, okay.
It's in the info panel.
In the info panel, you can go to just the our show website. Try to see if you can order a shirt if you want to. A little last minute gifts before the 2018 season. Put those in your business tax write-offs, right? Or end of the year spending, like a lot of businesses do. So
there you go. Thank you, Josh.
That's it. Thank you, Joe Bash. So you guys can pick one of those out. They're super comfy, and I love them.
Dude, Josh, I can't believe you've been with me for a year, dog.
So sick. Like, I love the relationships we've made over the year. The show has leveled up in itself, I will tell you that much.
Yeah, thank you guys
and that really I just show up and start yelling at the screen. So this is 1,000% like Steve has made this show what it is today. You guys hanging out for even one show throughout the year is incredible. For those of you hanging out with like us just about every week, you guys are just like sweethearts to us. And we thank you for that. You guys are absolutely incredible. So
yeah, I think just to reiterate, well, I'm extremely grateful for what you guys do for us here. All the retweets, sharing, hosting, like just being as supportive as you have been is just kind of, I don't know how to say thank you
surreal.
Enough is what it is. Because, like, you know, the internet brings all of us together in a certain respect. And, like, I have, I got to meet some of you guys in real life. I've been able to spend time with you guys offline. In meeting some of you guys, like, has been super surreal, like Schmo Gaming, Arini, Curry, like, all of the Lost in the Sauce team. It's been fucking nuts. I can't really explain it.
Yeah.
It's been a crazy year, so I'm excited to kind of like recap this stuff with you guys and share, you know, maybe I don't really have New Year's resolutions so much as I have like just general goals, and I'm excited to share that with you guys. If you guys want to share your stuff too, by the way,
start the discussion.
We'll have start the discussion right now. You guys can pop in the Discord or do it amongst yourselves in the chat. As far as the other aspects of the show, we've got about 5 more days before the end of the year. That also means that 5 more days before we can crush our goal on funding amazing scientific research. So right now we're at 86% of our entire goal for $2,000. We did an extra $500, being that we only had a month to do it. We had some amazing contributors come through. Jordan Gusta dropped 50 bones after fucking losing his tire and like a bunch of other financial shit. And I was like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm trying to make a difference here. Shut the fuck up, pretty much is what he told me. So, for those of you guys who don't know what the Multidisciplinary Association of Psychedelic Studies is, MAPS, they have a cure for PTSD, and they have a treatment for autistic individuals, and it involves MDMA-assisted psychotherapy. So for those of you guys who don't know what MDMA is, it's normally a recreational drug, usually has a lot of negative press about it, but what they've done under scientific research is they found that it opens up the neural pathways of the brain and allows a person to process memories differently. So the reason why that's important is PTSD has the cause for that is the traumatic memory is stuck in the short-term part of the brain, and it can be replayed at any time. It could be a trigger if you're a veteran and 4th of July is coming about. Like, it's a terrible time for veterans because those the fireworks are so loud that they can trigger PTSD flashbacks. So what they've found is with a therapy session under the influence of MDMA, they're curing PTSD by coaching the individual through their trauma, and then they process the memory differently because of the MDMA, and it gets moved into the long-term part of the brain. Absolutely insane. They're checking with these people about 3 to 4 years later after they're done with their treatment, and they're still cured of their PTSD. It's the only treatment that I'm aware of that has like this long-term effect, and they're already like in line to be FDA approved, and it's going to be they're going to be going under phase 3 clinical trials, which means it'll be a prescribed treatment going forward, which is a big fucking deal. If you don't care about this stuff, I don't see why you wouldn't, but if you don't, they also fund research for other medicines, cannabis, psilocybin mushrooms, and many more. You guys can check it all out on those links there, and if you have any questions, you can let me know, and I can get you the right resources. And that also leads us to the next part. Before we get into our discussions, we're not experts.
You're right.
We're not experts.
Yeah,
we're
not
just
the pros
passionate homies that are all about science. And let me tell you, that's it. We just love talking about it. So if you hear anything that you're like, I don't know if that's right, it probably isn't, because, you know, we're kind of fucking ill-informed in some cases. So feel free to let us know in the chat. We do participate in you guys like talking amongst yourselves. Like that also fuels some of the conversation. It's just not a super main focus because we have topics and stuff that we already have. So yeah. Thank you guys for joining us, and this is the XP Talk Show.
This is the XP Talk Show.
I'm KonkyTalks64, aka Steve.
And I'm getting over a cold. I'm R2 Lee 2. You call me Lee R2, you know. But yeah, so we got some cool stuff to talk about this week / for this year / for before we get into that. We always like to start the shows too with talking about the time that we didn't spend with each other on the show, whilst on the show. Steve and I are huge friends, brothers, one would say, yeah. Outside of the show too. So that's why we have such fun doing this show. I don't get to see as much as I wish I could. You know what I mean?
Dude, it's all right. Holiday season is
a
big
nightmare.
problem. We were seeing each other like weekly during the summer,
and that was
holiday season,
super great, you know. But yeah, so we like to kind of recap those the past, in this case, couple of weeks. But I think we just kind of loop it into just the holidays that happened this past week,
right?
Just so we can kind of get into it and give us a little bit of fuel for it. But I'm excited about like the science that we're going to talk about for tonight, and we're going to talk about some of our see what we have to look forward to next year.
Yep.
Very, 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 very excited. 2018. Was an incredible year,
dude. I was just like
thinking
about it, and I was like, yes. I really just didn't. It didn't really hit me. It never really hits me. I think that's a big thing about like these end of the year things. Yeah. It's like you don't really think about like the amount of change and shit that you've like gone through until everybody's like thinking about it. And that's where I mean, not the hive mind thing, but it's like
yeah.
There's just like this mentality of like, oh yeah, new year, new me, and like all this other shit.
And
you're just like, why are you doing that? And then you're like thinking about it, and you're like, it is a new me.
I think it's because like you have 365 days to live your life in like a window of it's like that is a window of time,
and it goes by so quickly.
It goes by very quickly, but it's also like that is literally so many days, you know. So it's like
a lot of days.
And we'll get into the thick of it in just a second here, but like you live that repetition, so you just get lost in the year, and then at the end of it, you're either like, oh fuck. And you like feel real sad because you feel like you didn't accomplish anything in 2018, or the opposite, where you're just like, yeah, you know. So yeah, we'll talk about that kind of stuff too. But last week, tell me about your last week holiday.
Holiday was,
how'd everything go? Yeah.
It was all right. I mean, like, I'm not a big. So for me, it's kind of like the last conversation we had about like tradition and like family stuff. Where,
yeah, it felt like we just talked about Thanksgiving.
Yeah, exactly. So it honestly was like the same thing.
Yeah.
Before we got on the cast, we were having some dinner, and we were talking about like eating at family gatherings, and like my family doesn't know how to cook very well. So like, and when I say they don't know how to cook very well, they don't understand like how to make food or prepare it well. Like, meats are unsalted, unseasoned. It's just like, I don't understand how it works. You know, like
it's just eating for the energy part of it rather than the enjoyment of it. You know, it's like I have to eat because my body needs it.
And I'm trying not to like diss them or whatever. Like the big thing that I learned that the one thing that I learned while I was going through Christmas and Thanksgiving, like these holidays feel like they're back to back, is that my mentality has changed around them. And what I've learned in this past year is to understand why they do the things they do. And so like approaching it from a behavioral perspective as to like, okay, well, they don't do this because like growing up, it was like salt is bad, butter is bad, use these substitutes, low fat, like all this stuff. Yeah. And then now we're finding out that's not the case. You shouldn't be using those things. They're actually bad for you.
Yeah, right.
So like these things have imprinted themselves on my parents who don't know how to cook on top of that. So not knowing how to cook and then not using the right things to cook are like the two things that make bad food, right?
Yeah.
And it's just that every
prison
time.
food at that point.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's basically prison.
And so
food.
I was like, you know what? They just need help. You know, like they just need help with this stuff. So I'm like, okay, next family gathering, I'm getting there early and I'm gonna fucking salt everything. I'm gonna like prep meat and I'm gonna make the best goddamn food you've ever had. And you're like, Steve, what the fuck? You know, like nobody's gonna be deadbeat tired from eating like dry, not good food.
Oof, God, yeah.
You know?
And I think that I agree with you, and like I think, you know, because I had some of those kind of revelations too, where it's like you're more objectively looking at the celebration of these holidays, you know, from a bird's eye view and like more of an adult standpoint, right? Yeah. For me this past week, and like we'll go back and forth with the past week really, but like for me the past week, you know, a lot of my, or like most of my family that were in Chicago, like have kind of split. Yeah. We got a cousin that moved to Milwaukee, another cousin in Colorado. My dad's down in Alabama now. My aunt is down in Tennessee. So like our family kind of dispersed. And so leading up to this holiday, we were like, me and like one of my other cousins were like, oh fuck, like, what are we gonna do? You know what I mean? So that's why we came up with that, like having people over at our place at Christmas Eve night,
making your own traditions.
Exactly. So that was our aha moment, Elaine and I, where we're just like, well, we're married now, and like this is the Nicholson thing, and you like. I guess my point is like you're getting to kind of the age where you know you understand how concrete your decisions are, and you understand like the long lasting nature of those decisions, right?
Right.
So it's like with the cooking thing, it's like you have that ability to turn that car around, you know, and then be the one that creates good food for a lasting time. You know, it's like and what that does, and that's the same thing we're trying to do with this like Elaine and my celebration to try to, you know, get that to be a tradition too, is that you come up with this idea, it's kind of a little crazy, right? And then you make it the best time that you can, or you make it the best food that you can, right? And and then people sort of realize like, oh fuck, that's actually really fun and really cool, right? Rather than dreading going to the holidays and family gatherings, right? Because you're like, oh. Because I remember as a kid, I'm sure you do this too. Like when you were as a kid, I'm sure it wasn't necessarily all dark to some degree, but it's like you have such a fun time with your family. You do like in certain times you have good food and everything. And that objective look at it is why the holidays are important, right? You know, so we get to have that path. We can create that path in that special time. So
get to spearhead that new tradition.
Yeah. So it's very interesting, and like you kind of feel cool about having that responsibility, and then you're just like, yeah, fuck yeah. Mm-hmm. Like now, you know. So then now I'm starting to think of like, yeah, I remember when we had the first time that we started this thing. Yeah. You know, it's like, and so hopefully that's how that sticks, and then it's like. The kids, you know, like my cousin's got a kid, and that's all the kids that we have in the family. But it's like, you know, when they start to kind of grow up and everything, I guess it's just like you really start to. We talked about adulthood.
There's like there's a worldly perspective that you get, and it just comes with like getting older.
It does. You don't really like. It's very weird.
You don't really start to grasp it until like. Well, I'm not saying that you can't grasp it early in life, but I feel like. The word wisdom is a heavy word.
It really is.
And you can't really like... It really is. The only way you gain that is by understanding so many perspectives and variables where like the current situation, you can go unaffected. Or if you are affected, you understand the ingredients that make... your mood. Like I used to go to these family gatherings and I'd be like, well fuck, like I gotta drive 2 hours to eat shitty food and hang out with a bunch of assholes. It's
I hear that.
You know? And that was like an old me that's been gone for a long time, and it's still like there's these layers that keep getting revealed as we're having these discussions and like reading about, you know, behavior and listening to podcasts.
It's all like making sense to some degree. Yeah,
it's like we're given all these different steps to life and like all these mixed mashed fucked up different ways, and nothing's in order, and then like it's up to you to kind of like accrue as much knowledge around these things as possible, and then you start to put them in order when you're experiencing them in real life.
Yeah.
Because without context, it means nothing.
Right.
And
I think it's like, you're absolutely right. And I think a part of it is because, like, at this stage in our lives, we're not spending so much time defining who we are.
Right.
You know what I mean? Whereas, like, through your 20s, you're still, like, even for me too, it's like in my late 20s, it was like I still needed to feel like I needed to define myself. Like, who am I?
Yeah.
What am I good at? You know, where do I want to go in life? And these kind of things, right?
Yeah.
And then so you get to that point where you understand that, then you're taking a step out of it, and then you're looking at your life objectively and the surrounding people that are in your life to that degree too. So like, it's almost this weird thing, like kind of as we're talking about it, like that back to the hive mind stuff. It's like, because this is not like we're talking about it as if we're like, you know, writing it out, the story of life, right? But it's like midlife crisis.
Yeah.
You know, that's kind of part of it.
Dude, I had a quarter life crisis. I was 25.
And that's the thing, right? So it's like, you just don't know what to do. But it's like, but we can now like define it, because this is not a new idea of what happens. We're just talking about it for the first time. Not for the first time. I don't want to take that weight for it, but
it's just being articulated for the first time after experiencing the fucking thing.
Yeah, so there's just
you can't
like
have a midlife crisis or like quarter life crisis or whatever you want to call it, like without experiencing it first.
Exactly.
Like there's no reflection period. You just hear about it and like, oh, you're gonna buy a Corvette. Like.
and you keep hearing about it where it's like, oh, this will totally happen to you. This, you know, at your wedding, it's gonna go by like that, and you're never gonna get enough time to do this or that. You know, it's like, and all that stuff you hear, and you're just like, all right, old man, whatever, dude.
Whatever,
like, man. That's not me, man. And then you live it, and then you're like, well, fuck, they're right. You know, so but that's what's very weird about that. Like, what is it in our brain that triggers that point where like we all kind of you get to the top of that hill, and now it's just kind of rolling down. You know, what is it about that brain development stage that gets you to snap into that? Because like all of us live different lives, right? Mm-hmm. But somehow it's
life
consistent enough. Is
like conjoined, like it's all well. We're all living. We're all each other experiencing life just a little bit differently, and we're all handling things differently. But we are very much on the base level the same person, and it's really cool to see how everybody expresses it differently. Right, but it's all in some way. It's super apparent with like family and shit too. That's the closest you can get. But like I see what you mean. Yeah, and it's just very strange how consistent that happens with completely different people. Yeah. Different cultures. Yes. Like these kind of things where like adulthood. Yeah. You are truly going into adulthood, and like you can't really define that as a younger person. Mm-hmm. You know, you have to get to the point of experiencing it, and then you're like, that's it. You know, so like everything makes sense.
So that's kind of that's what sparked a lot of this was this holiday. And first holiday being married, you know, and stuff like that. So getting married, like these kind of really big life things that are happening. So it's like, it's a wild thing, but like I enjoyed it. You know, got to see my mom on Christmas Day. Hung out with my like best friend's family, Annie, like with their family on Christmas Day night, and then Elaine and I got our photos back. I have to show you for the wedding. On Christmas, it was like Christmas Eve, you know, and so Elaine and I just like drank good champagne and like ordered Chinese takeout and like got into cozy clothes and just like fucking cried at our photos again, and like it was a solid Christmas.
That's great.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Anything else kind of stand out from the past like week or two, you think? Or?
I mean, I just really enjoyed like, I wanted to get something special for my buddy James, so I got him a pair of Sennheiser headphones as well.
You got him these? Oh,
not the same ones, but
some similar.
Yeah, because they didn't have mine available.
Oh, really?
So they had like a pair that was similar enough. Yeah, it was on Massdrop, and I was like, dude, your birthday's in February. Like, I know you've wanted these headphones for a long time. Like, he's a big fucking audio head, and the headset that he had, like, when he was living with me was falling apart, and he was still using that headset. So I was like...
What a loser.
Not anymore. And with my affiliated link, you could not be a loser, too.
Be less of a loser. Yeah. Buy these headphones.
Yeah. But
that's so funny.
To answer your question, Ruben, I will never get tired of talking with Lee. When it comes down to like how me and Lee have conversations, I say it like people use the hashtag safe space like bullshit for a whole bunch of stuff. To me, a safe space is for me to articulate an idea without any sort of animosity or like judgment being passed on me. Instead, it's just information, and then it's just like a pragmatic approach on how I would approach something.
Yeah.
And the most like, I don't know, controversial topics that I've ever gotten into Lee, well, he's like, well, you got to think about it like this. And I'm like, oh, I don't really think about that. So it's just like, it's just a conversation. Yeah.
It's like we literally, yes, to elaborate on that, like I never have, or nor will I ever get tired of talking with you, because like because we talk about like this everywhere. This is not some sort of structured show that we've developed to a point where it's like, how do they just keep a conversation rolling, you know? But it's like we have equal excitement about science and the fucking universe and like philosophy and fucking video games and technology and like all this other stuff. So it's like there's endless amounts of information. Yeah. And the more that we find out more of this information, we get like super jazzed about it. Yeah. Like we're also very open to hearing about this newer information too. Yeah. That piques our interest to some degree. I wouldn't tell you something if I know you wouldn't get jazzed about it. Yeah. And I know you do the same to me. You know what I mean? So it's like,
and the amount of times I've gotten a text from this guy and I'm like, oh fuck, like,
oh yeah, there's something happening.
And then I turn to the person next to me, I'm like, yo, dude, did you hear about this? Like,
right. And it's just, and that's the idea, and like that's how the show
we just share each other's like experience. That's why we call it the XP. We share experience with each other. It's science fueled experience.
We gain the fucking EXP.
Yeah. But going back to like what stands out, so like being able to like look at the family like holiday season, I was a lot more comfortable with everyone, cool. So that was really nice. I got to bond a little bit with like my little cousins who really just like they kind of do their own thing. They're 3 and less, so it's like they're still figuring out how to be human, you know?
Human.
So it's like, human. And and then I got to spend some time with Leia's family. That was really nice too. Cool.
Killer food.
I did the Exp Talk Show literally by myself, so that was really fucking cool. Well, not by myself, with you guys. So in the Discord, people had submitted articles, so we went through a bunch of them and just talked about them.
Sweet.
So it was fucking... It actually worked out really well.
That's
so like
sweet.
Anytime there was like an off day, I'm like, well, we've got like a backlog of articles to go through. Let's talk about it.
That's sweet. We got endless amounts of content, right?
Yeah, and thanks to you guys, like Schmo Gaming and Josh, seriously, Jobish, thank you guys for submitting that shit, because like there was some stuff that I didn't even know about. Like they did a 4-year-long study based in Ireland about seasonal depression. So like, I saw vitamin D deficiency.
That. Yeah, I saw about that.
Yeah, super cool. So like 4 years, like a 4-year-long study, they found a direct correlation between vitamin D deficiency, age, and depression. So like the older you are, the more if you're vitamin D deficient, you're more likely to be depressed. And the rate, like percentage rate, is like 75% of like older people, 60 and up.
It kind of like makes sense. Like, so you kind of look at the stereotype of like people from Ireland, where it's just like
cloudy and rainy.
Yeah, exactly. And
what
it's
a better
like, and
place,
that can be
what a best place to do it.
Yeah, and really everything that's in like the UK. It's always like they're always like, why do you think the English tried to colonize basically the entire planet? Was because it's a fucking morbid,
it's really
just like
fucking shitty.
Yeah, shitty place. So it's like, it's interesting. Yeah, that's a really cool study where it like, it's writing the story. It's writing the story, filling in the gaps of history. Where it's just like the more that we can find out these things and like fill in the gaps of history, the better we could define us as a human species, and the better we can kind of project our future and figure it out.
Well, that's what we started doing on the show. So like we're talking about it, and I was like, okay, so just statistically, they're speculating that 46 to 48% of everybody is vitamin D deficient. Like the population of the United States, I think that study was done. So, and vitamin D is essential for DNA repair. Which is the most core fundamental thing you can do with your body. Your DNA repairs itself and fixes things, prevents cancer, whatever, right? And then it's also correlated to inflammation. If you have more DNA damage, you are more likely to be to have inflammation in your joints, in your bones, whatever. And inflammation causes antibodies and energy to be spent, so you don't have as much energy to like function throughout the day. So if we're talking about like a mental health crisis that we're going through right now with like all these school shootings and like all sorts of crazy shit, I'm wondering how much is attributed to just like poor nutrition and vitamin D.
Oh, absolutely.
Like lack of vitamin D entirely. Because if you can't function properly, like on the fundamental level of being a human being, that's gotta have like repercussions for like fucking everybody.
Yeah, and the thing is like, you know, the more that we kind of are able to define this and do these studies on it, like the more that we could like fucking make a pill that just like fixes all.
Yeah, it's vitamin D.
It's like so that's the thing. It's like, you know, the better we can
please
understand.
Supplement with vitamin D. As somebody I was struggling with seasonal depression. In the
Like I should probably get into that.
100%. 100%. Make sure you guys use that Onnit affiliate link if you want to get some spray vitamin D.
Shameless plug, guys.
Shameless plug. I promise it was not for that, but you guys can get vitamin D online, like on Amazon or whatever.
What natural forms of vitamin D are there?
Vitamin D is a natural form.
Well, just like in what, like gel. Fruit?
Any fruit.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, anything that takes sun, so plants. You know.
Eat plants, guys.
Photosynthesis.
Right?
Yeah. Photosynthesis is what the fuck? I'm
It's okay.
Barfing words out of my brain.
Let your brain go. It's fine. You want to get into subjects?
Yeah, let's get into the subjects.
Well, actually, I was gonna say real quick too. Talking about like kind of genealogy. I got my 23andMe back today.
Oh yeah.
Haven't looked at it yet.
Okay.
And I think I'm gonna save it for later tonight.
Okay.
I kind of want to be like prepared for it.
Yeah, sounds good.
Because it's like, you know.
Maybe we should make a beer.
Because it's defining your. Yeah. I did it for the ancestry stuff. But Elaine helped me, and she she threw me a couple bucks to get the upgraded like health history and and stuff like that. So good, like I'm going to know a lot about me later tonight.
That's
which
a good
is kind
idea.
of crazy, so
yeah,
very excited about that. Did that cool like thing. And now it's like, just quick side little tangent here. So like fucking people are like, because as of recently, like as I'm sure everyone has like seen, the 23andMe and Ancestry.com, like they're super popular right now because they like discounted them crazy.
Oh, okay.
Right? Because like they were like $150 for a kit. Right? Because you get sent the kit and you just spit in a tube and they send it off and they do like DNA testing and stuff like that on it.
Sure,
right?
yeah.
And so my brother and I did it because my sister got gifted one on Twitch, and then my brother and I did it because it was like buy two for $50 each.
That's a good steal.
Which is great. So we were just like, yeah, duh. We've been like trying to
family history.
Right. So Paul and I both were just like, let's get that ancestry on our side. So we did it, and then like because it's so popular, it's also raising like a bunch of these other fucking people that are just like, it's all bullshit, man. Like, they're not gonna do like what are they gonna do with the information now? Your DNA's out there, and like all this other like negative shit. I'm just like, guys,
my DNA,
shut the fuck up. Who cares? Who cares? I did it. I don't care, man. It's like, if this company was able to exist, right? Which to create a company, I don't know if you knew this. To create a company, you got to do some work to create a company. You got to go through FDA approval. You have to do like all this, and it's like. So my theory on like that kind of idea is like, this is not like, hole-in-the-wall mom-and-pop DNA testing shop. You know what I mean?
It'd be funny if it was.
It would be hilarious.
Like we get our DNA from it. You know what I mean? Like,
I'll mix it with the old rubbing alcohol I found under the sink.
Put a little Red Dot 27 in there.
Looks like yeah, right. Yeah. Looks like you're from space, there, kid. So
that's like the perfect voice for that.
Oh god, just like honky tonk, like in the middle of nowhere person. Yeah. These like old fucking people.
Barbara, I can't see the color on this ballot over here.
Can you what? What does that DNA strand say there? Anyway, so like,
sorry,
it's okay. No, I totally pictured that, and I love it.
Yeah.
But it's like, this is not. It's not that. So it's like, this is.
But people, I mean, like again. So when we talked about this a little bit last time, but like when you give everybody a voice on the internet.
Exactly.
It's really easy to pick up on the negative bullshit.
It is.
Like, that's all they do on the news is like,
yeah.
Nobody's going to be like, we all live today. You know, like all this other positive shit. Like, on other news, this man got stabbed in the face 15 times. And the Saturn IX rocket landed like upright, later this evening. Or
they always show kind of a lot of the negative stuff. And yeah, it's like the internet
draws more attention. And
it so really does,
it's easy. I think we did talk about this previously, but I think the reason why the negative stuff affects us so greatly is because that is literally like how we learned as a society was like if negative shit has repercussions, so remember this, remember that shit, remember that person that cut you off, remember that person that cut you off this morning that was a fucking asshole and didn't pay attention to you, remember that, but don't remember like the delicious food you just had.
Right. Yeah, we're kind of like we're ingrained to do that because like it's the fear factor.
It's also a good and this we didn't talk about, but I did learn that there is like an associated high with being upset and mad.
16 Raiders. Ooh.
Oh, holy shit.
Hell yeah.
Gandalf, hi.
Hi, Gandalf.
Welcome in, everybody.
Gandalf the Gay.
Yes. I thought that was like a great name because Ian McKellen is gay.
Huh? Yeah. He's the sweetest old man. I just watched a video on Reddit. Because I knew this for a little while. I'm like that close to buying the extended editions of Lord of the Rings on iTunes.
How much does it cost?
$25
That's
for all
worth
three.
It. Right? Oh my god, I would buy that right now.
I know. We might have to do that. Anyway, so I just saw a video on Reddit how because I remember this when I was growing up, like watching these movies, but like the fucking camera work that they do in that movie is unbelievable.
Oh yeah, the tricks and stuff,
yes,
like
the
perception
camera tricks
stuff
are fucking magical. So like,
real quick, guys, hold on before. We got 15 new people in here.
Gotta soak it up.
Gandalf, welcome in. We are talking about the new year. We're talking about our picked like top 2018 scientific discoveries and things of science that happened, and then also talking about a little bit of like our New Year's resolution and what that means for us, and a recap more of like the year sort of thing for us.
And we're just still in the conversation of like talking about it the last couple of weeks, but what happens on the show, if you guys are joining us for the first time, is that Steve and I have like super hyper ADD, ADHD and stuff like that, so like when we talk about things, they're always like kind of pinging everywhere, but I feel confident that we are really good at staying on track. Make sure that we give you guys what you came here to watch and see and hear.
Yeah.
And that's science-fueled discussions. That's passionate discussions on the things that surround us. And that's just giving you guys reason to be merry and hang out with us. So we're just talking about our last week. I was just finishing up talking about like I did the 23andMe. DNA testing thing.
Yep.
And we just got like into a brief discussion about how the just the negative impacts of people's free voice can just really skew things in such a dark direction
and make you think that like a majority of the people feel this way.
Yeah, and it's a very interesting thing because we're drawn to fear. We hold on to fear rather than we do benefit. So like I did this and I know what I'm getting myself into.
Sure.
Right?
Did you post it online? Like, did somebody?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
I've just been reading it because 23andMe and Ancestry.com are just so popular right now for the holiday season. So it's like it's just becoming more and more in the light.
Gotcha.
And it's like, and I'm hearing people that are just like, hey man, that's how the government gets your DNA, man. And I'm just like, oh my god, live in fear. Yeah. Go ahead and live in fear. I'm not going to because like. I did this because I want to know better about my ancestry, about my family.
I'm also like, and
my health.
Just a side note, like those are very important things. You could get like if you wanted my DNA, it's not hard. Like I poop every day.
Yeah, your poop's in the.
It's poops.
Right? You rub against someone and stick your finger in their ear. You got their DNA.
Yeah. Like, it's like if some random dude came up to me and like swabbed me, I'd be like, what the fuck? And then he'd be gone, and he got my DNA. It's
if you like piss somebody off so much that they spit in your face, guess what? Your DNA is on their face now.
And hopefully nothing else, because that would be gross and I would feel bad.
You're talking about jizz, aren't you?
I'm not talking about jizz.
Right? It's probably jizz.
I couldn't help but think about like that fucking Dave Chappelle stand-up where he's Killing Them Softly, where he's talking about that old man who was like holding everybody hostage, like jerking off on the bus. Did you ever see it? Did you ever? Okay, for those of you guys who haven't seen Dave Chappelle's Killing Them Softly, it is one of the best fucking stand-ups you will ever see. Please go check it out.
God.
Also, hello, B Shaft. Good to see you, buddy.
Oh, B Shaft.
Oh my God.
You guys are beautiful. Thanks for joining us. So, I think we can get into the topic of the night. I think we can talk about, get into the bulk convo of the eve.
Yes.
So if you guys haven't seen a calendar in 362 days, 363 days. How many ever days anyway? If you guys haven't taken a look, we got only a few more days left in 2018. So this is our Dead Flip. Hey, buddy. I don't know anybody. Yeah, it's fine.
Dude.
I'm Lee. So good to meet all of you. This is incredible.
Real quick recap. Let's tell them about the show. Real quick. Summation. This is the Exp Talk Show. I'm KonkyTalks64.
And I'm R2 Lee, too.
We do this show every Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Time, 7:30 p.m. Central Time. It's a science-fueled talk show. Right now, we're doing 2018 scientific discoveries and things, and also what the year means for us and New Year's resolutions. Alerts are muted, but thank you guys for being here. And Dead Flip, dude, seriously, I appreciate that fucking you coming in here. That means a lot.
So sweet. Heavy metal, dude. Cool. Heavy metal.
He plays pinball. He's the guy who's showing it. I sent you the fucking.
Yes.
He's playing Star Wars that one night. Destroying the machine.
Please
follow
cabinet.
Dead Flip. That man fucking loves pinball more than anybody that I ever met, and like I'm a fucking fanboy. Okay?
That pinball machine you have too, that Star Wars pinball is so awesome. It's I heard it is if we're talking about the same cabinet, it's the first pinball set with a 4K display on it. So sick. Anyway,
Dead Flip can verify.
ADD, ADHD. This is what happens to the brain. We gotta get on those side tangents, but we're gonna stay on track.
Yep.
Because we have a lot of stuff to talk about. In a little amount of time-ish.
2018
scientific discoveries. Here we go.
Okay.
So, if you guys... Now, Steve and I are like just huge advocates for science, right? So, we always love anything new that comes out that piques our interest, any sort of real, fact-based science that happens.
Thanks for that, host. Thank you guys for that host, guys.
So, Sorry, another quick side note. ADD.
I watched this.
No, that's okay.
All right.
I was thinking about this the other day.
I thought you were like, do you watch that?
Do you watch that?
Sorry.
So, I was thinking about this the other day. So, Steve likes to give out kisses like they're fucking candy.
I wish I could smooch all you guys on the forehead.
Right. And I know he would. If he could, he would.
Yeah.
I feel like you need to put like a pair of fake lips on there. Yes, do it. No. You have to do it. but putting a pair of fake lips on your little
that's gonna be
filter.
A no from me, dog.
Kind of sounds like you're not committed. So if
somebody sends me fucking fake lips, I will put them on the condenser.
Someone get their shit together and go get them some fake lips.
Jesus Christ!
It's not like it kind of like, and I was thinking about it, and it's like it probably will obstruct some of the audio stuff, but it's worth it. Okay, he gives smooches on this thing.
Better
all the
yet,
time.
give me a pop filter that is lips. If possible.
That's a little bit more impossible. We're gonna figure this out. So science
fueled topics.
2018. So I know for a fact that you guys have heard of some, if not all of these.
Yes.
Because 2018, I will tell you right now, was a huge year.
Huge.
For science.
Say it one more time.
So big, like, and we're just really...
How big was this?
Huge.
Huge, yeah.
Huge science. So, so some of the stuff you guys have already known, and this is what makes me super happy about the science that has been announced and released and stuff like that as of 2018, is that it got popular. It got fucking popular. It got traction. It got news. It got airtime. It got, everything. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? So
because in the last year it wasn't really... Yeah.
There were some big things that happened.
Do you think this is because of like... I mean, I'm not going to put it all on fucking SpaceX, but that Falcon 9 rocket shit was nuts.
So here's the thing, right? So, and that may or may not have been it, but I know for a fact that space travel has gotten a lot of buzz this year. Yeah. And that was a big reason why. So we're just going to kind of like dip in and out between some of these like scientific discoveries or just big pieces of science for the year. So I don't want to really bullet point list it, so we might just have to kind of off the cuff discuss it. So so Steve's talking about the Falcon Heavy rocket. I'll have you talk about that in kind of more bulk in a second. But like the Falcon Heavy rocket sending the Tesla into space. We sent a car with a mannequin in it to space.
With the future spacesuit.
And so, in a lot of that, if you think about it, is like, it's just funny. It's good. It's exciting. And it's just like, it's not just your traditional scientific discovery or new thing that had happened, right?
Right.
So, like that happened. They just did another final test for the Virgin Galactic's space flight rocket.
I didn't know they were doing that.
They did that like a month ago.
Fuck.
Right?
That's the one supposed to go to space with like all the artists, right?
Yes. So that's Virgin Galactic's little program. So
okay.
that happened this year. So it's like
NASA announced they were going on the moon again.
NASA's going on the moon again, right?
So
you're dipping in and out. You guys, I know, have heard about this. The new rover on the InSight rover on Mars landed.
We found water on Mars too.
That we found water on Mars.
Bitch.
It's like, oh, and so like all of this stuff is so incredible because like and like them in and of itself, like none of this stuff is new per se.
No,
we've been to space before, we've been to Mars before, like we've already done all this stuff before. But like the way in which that this stuff got played out and the hype that this stuff, the ultra hype that this stuff happened is what inspires me the most. And so like when I get to check my general news feed of whether it be Facebook or Reddit or Twitter or or whatever it is, I know I can control what I view on those platforms, but like to see that like top hit, my God, like being able to get prepared for the live stream of the InSight rover landing on Mars was amazing.
Oh yeah.
And being able to share that out and be able to like, have, NASA share that out and stuff like that. So it's like, and then the SpaceX stuff. The SpaceX stuff is science fiction at this point.
That shit was crazy.
We sent a car to space.
Even if you didn't care about space, people were watching that shit.
Right. And
like,
so
you
like
watched two fucking rockets land upright.
Yeah, so give the good people the Falcon Heavy rocket launch. If we got a video,
can I show you guys? Can 100%. I just show you? Okay, cool. That's what's gonna happen.
So we're gonna watch.
It's already queued up, boys.
Love that shit.
This is 3 minutes. We're gonna transport you to a time before this was real.
Almost a land before time.
Almost, if you wanna call it that.
Think about it, man.
Oh fuck. Technical difficulties.
Totally cool.
Boop. There we go.
So this Falcon Heavy. So this is again SpaceX, founded by the one and only Elon Musk, who is a huge inspiration to us.
That's what happened.
Oh no. So it's a huge inspiration to us. We think he's like one of the greatest minds of our time. Like he's a crazy person, but he's doing things like this, and it's building the hype around science and space exploration. So
one second,
it's like
boys.
fucking amazing. So a little context before you see this little video here.
It's the first commercial rocket to ever be made for the measly price of $9 million. Was it $9 million?
Something like that. Definitely less expensive than you'd think it would be. And this also is the most powerful rocket we have launched to date.
Here, put these juicy boys on.
Oh, he's unplugged. So this is like
the year 2000, the distant future, the year 2000.
The distant future, the year 2000.
Okay, this is like one of the most beautiful things. The rendition for this is amazing. Okay,
so good. So Sassy Fanny Pack, this show, we're talking about the scientific discoveries of 2018. This being the Falcon Heavy. It's really just music in the background. But. So this is obviously a 3D rendering of the launch. But her friend is nowhere to be seen. Now she walks through her sunken dream to the seat with the clearest view. And she's hooked to the silver screen.
It looks like a Halo level.
For she's lived it 10 times or more. She could spit in the eyes.
That's so perfect, boy.
Right?
And they ask her to focus on
this was so big.
I get fucking
right.
And Bowie helps with that.
Yeah, dude, for real. Kind of timeless music that's going on with like fucking space exploration. Bet you Bowie never realized that his song would come from this, right? You gotta show the actual footage too.
Oh yeah, for sure. I just want you guys to see the what they wanted to happen, and then what
we're gonna actually
happened.
Oh yeah. See that shit? Fuck. Take a mental snapshot of this because let's get shit rocked out of you.
Also, seeing the footage from the car dashboard of like space is fucking nuts.
That's insane. Yeah. Don't panic. Yeah, don't panic in the car dashboard. You know that's from?
No.
From Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's like the number one rule.
So this is the only thing that didn't make it back was the heavy rocket. It was supposed to land on a pad in the middle of the Atlantic, or was it Pacific?
Atlantic, yeah.
Atlantic Ocean, and it did crash, so it didn't make it. But I guarantee they'll get it right. They already landed 2 out of the 3, so these are supposed to be. These are supposed to be
landed 2 out of 3.
These are supposed to be reusable,
yep.
Which is the big thing. So, like, you're not supposed to just be wasting this shit and blowing millions of dollars.
Which is some of the biggest reason why exploration and space launches are so expensive. These fucking rockets ain't cheap.
Yep.
So they sent a Tesla Roadster in this in the front of this rocket, with a mannequin, and that suit is the like the prototype for the suit that Elon Musk wants to actually use for humans, to send them to Mars. So like, so that was the video, like the rendition of it. That was like the 3D rendering of what their test flight was going to be.
And just real quick
Google
as well.
it.
So like, here's the pricing for you guys if you're curious, if you want to do your own.
So sick. If you guys just want to build your own rockets and stuff, right?
So the Falcon, it can do 63 kilograms.
Payload to tow. So it could carry the most too, which is also another big deal because like. Another big cost in space exploration and flight is not only getting these rockets into space, but it's also like you can only carry so much. Like each ounce of like stuff you need to grab costs like thousands upon thousands of dollars, like each ounce. Right. So you imagine if you want to take a probe or let's say a rover or something like that to Mars, it's fucking expensive. So if you could take more in one setting, then that could be cheaper.
Not anymore, though.
Not anymore. Now we got these reusable rockets. Now we got these, like, heavier rockets. That was my, like, profile, or, like, my cover photo for a long time. Those just 3 boosters. Oh. Fucking magical, man.
Dude, it's so dope, man.
Made by humans. Made by humans.
Made by humans.
With materials that were found on our planet. That's it.
That came from the stars.
That came from the stars. Fucking magical stuff that we're talking about here. You guys want inspiration? This is it.
Dude, it's so fucking cool.
Just like when I remember watching this, I watched this live stream and I could just like, obviously we're like miles and miles away, but you just like feel how fucking powerful this rocket is by the sound of it. Unreal, man. It's inspiring to watch people like this. That's out in space. That's just a live video feed out in space. And then to watch all these people just get so excited about it was also just inspiring. Yeah, that's the one
so that's the one that crashed. And it's super awesome that they showed it.
Watch this. We gotta wait for the 2 boosters, man.
God.
That's so unreal. That's so fucking unreal. Hey, Flat Earthers, are you okay with this? Are you okay with this? Because that's a live. Watch this, watch this, watch this.
Bruh.
This is real shit.
Oh my god.
This is real fucking shit. Ooh! I remember that too. I was just like, oh my god! It's just,
Dude, okay.
Yeah, that's
humans. That's so dope.
That's like, this is like our version of the Voyager probe.
So dope. Like, talk about, that was what kicked off the year in science. That was February 6th.
And that was still this year.
This year. I thought it was last year. My bad. Oops.
Baby. Back to it. Okay. So that was excuse me, baby. So that was like obviously one of the big things that happened in 2018.
Right.
And so the way that I like to think about it, so I'm a huge space advocate, you are too, right? And basically thinking about the time, so like when we landed on the moon for the first time.
Right.
Like we can't experience that. We don't know what that's like. We weren't born yet. And we can't really relive that moment to some degree, right?
No.
Because that was a next level thing for human space
It's the first time
exploration.
we ever did it.
Ever stepped foot on anything outside of our atmosphere, right? So, like, we need that version of that, right?
Yeah.
Like, so talking about, like, our mental capacity and our mental state is, like, you know, early, mid-30s, you know, human beings at this point.
Yeah.
Like, we are conscious. We are conscious now where we get to, you know, wait for one of those things to happen, which it will, and it kind of is.
Right.
You know, just sending a fucking car to space and being able to have live video footage from a Tesla Roadster in orbit
And
that you
show
could
the
see
whole
you could see the fucking marble that is our planet, and then fucking like the ISS having live 4K video stream coverage of shit. It's just like you get, you know, this is the thing that I'm talking about. Like why 2018 was so important for space and for science. It's just like these kinds of discoveries that are literally pushing the boundaries to give you the chills to be like, what else can we do?
Right.
Where else can we go that we haven't been before?
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like, so that was huge. The InSight lander, right? It just seemed like it was another lander, another robot that we just sent to space. But it's like you think of it in context.
You know how big that robot is?
It's the size of a truck.
It's fucking nuts,
It's the size of a truck,
You're like,
and we
oh,
just
it's like WALL-E. It's like, no, this thing is a fucking, like, it's a truck, bro.
It's huge.
Yeah.
And so like and so so like the InSight lander, if you guys look that up, it's like the Mars lander that we just sent. And this one is strictly a lander, not moving anywhere, but it's digging straight into Mars.
Yeah.
And trip this out. It's not a word. So
it is now.
Trip this out.
Say it one more time.
Trip this out.
Trip this out. Welcome to New York.
What?
So, I don't know.
New York? Okay. So like, man, so it's like the stuff that we know about our own planet, right? We've talked about this, you know, but just like for the people out there that may not already know this, but like, so our Earth is a very complex machine, right?
Organism.
It is an organism in and of itself. It's a living, breathing, sustainable organism. It's got a giant nuclear core that just like keeps on churning.
Fucking plates moving around and
Plates
shit.
moving around. We got our crust that's going crazy. We got this magnetic field that's preventing us from dying from the sun. We got our ozone layer that's also protecting us from the sun. Another thing that happened
It's
this
a big
year.
ball of magic, but is explained by science.
It's yeah, exactly. And so when we go to other planets like Mars and we're able to drill inside of it, we know the inside of the core. We got the earthquake activity, how active the core is on the planet itself. So we could learn about either our future or our past of our planet, right? So it's just like, so that rover was another huge step in space exploration.
Yep.
Just the fact that these companies are talking about sending people to Mars, or just going to the moon again.
Yeah. Well, that Virgin Galactic like thing is sending a bunch of artists up into space to create art and stuff while they're up there, like painting and like all this other stuff. And the whole goal, like, the phrase was like, to see your whole existence through a window will give perspective to the artist to create whatever work they need to while they're on there. And I'm like, that's fucking
just like
I can't even. I see video of this, but if we were in that rocket, I'm just like, you laugh because that's how I feel. Yeah, dude.
So it's like it's the same thing.
Imagine. I can't even imagine.
So here's the sliver of what we have today from what is not new. So you guys all know the pale blue dot, right?
Yeah,
Carl Sagan's The Pale Blue Dot. It's the image that was the furthest image of Earth ever taken at the time.
From Saturn, right?
It was through Saturn's, one of the rings of Saturn.
Right.
And you see a tiny little pale
While
blue
you're
dot.
talking about it, I'm going to pull up the new image.
Yeah. So it's just like, it's this tiny pale blue dot, and Carl Sagan has one of the most poetically beautiful takes on science and space exploration and our like existence as human beings on the planet. Pale blue
Go
dot.
ahead,
Yeah. But so so with that, basically his whole thing is like that tiny little sliver, that tiny little speck is everything you know. Is everything you know. So it's like all your existence, everybody you knew, everybody you love.
That's us right there.
Like human existence as we know, it's all on this tiny little speck, and it just gives you this sense of like, we are huge, we are big, but we're also small in the sense of the scale of the universe and everything. So So we have this responsibility to then continue to explore and to continue to thrive other places. And so that was like the 60s.
Yeah.
That fucking happened.
Which was a huge fucking deal.
Which is huge. And so like it inspired a nation based off of an image to be like, what else, man? You know? And so with the artist thing with Virgin Galactic, like that, oh man, like imagine just anybody going up into the atmosphere,
right?
Be able to look at the planet like the car did, like that viewport. Whoa! Like see something that you have literally never seen with your own eyes.
Different tangent, but I'll do it in VR. Like
so VR is one level, right? That is totally one level. We've experienced this. We've talked about this.
Could be indistinguishable at a certain point.
But you consciously knowing that's not the real thing though is where that
I know,
can
dude.
hold
I'm just
off.
trying to like
that's
I'm trying
that's
to spend
the grasp
$1,000, not like
I know. But in our lifetime, if they make this happen, and if like space exploration becomes cheaper, we're 80 years old, right?
Let's go to the moon.
Living like it's 60 because 80 is the new 60, right?
Launch me to space. I want to go to the sun. Oh
right?
shit!
Fuck yeah! So it's like this stuff exists, and
Dose
all
me
of
up,
it was because
launch
of
me
it.
into space. I'm like 95.
Put me in a hypersleep. Send me to Mars.
I want to be awake. Just make sure
See,
I can dose myself.
That's like 8 months of blackness, dude.
Maybe if I make it through it.
Man, but like, so that's another thing, right?
Different conversation. Sorry.
2018, man. So again, then one of the other big things on Mars, they discovered liquid and frozen, primarily frozen water. Water. They found
water on another fucking planet,
Mars.
boys.
And if you guys already know that, water is one of the major ingredients that supports and creates life, right? So that it's like, what are they gonna find? Like, what can they find, right?
Well, man, I just like speculate the whole. Goddamn, Josh, you have a fucking emote for literally everything.
Ice, baby.
It's ice.
I love that. That's that. So that is what's on Mars.
Dude, it's so fucking nuts though. Like going back to what you're like, I don't know, just the fact that we found water and we had a rover doing like live footage, like going over the terrain and doing soil samples and all that stuff. It's like now we're all thinking about like, okay, at what point was Mars like maybe it was prosperous for life and then it like got wiped out, or when the planets were changing and shit. Because the grand scale of like how our universe was created over the time period, like there's a lot of room in there for like in between shit to be going on. If we find like ancient alien life, biological life on Mars, not in the sense of like, you know, well maybe not in the sense of
I want a fucking space cow.
Okay, all right.
I want a space cow. I want a space otter.
I want to use xenomorph. No.
No, you don't want xenomorph, dude. I want happy aliens. I don't want fucking rip your goddamn chest off aliens, dude.
But yeah, I mean those were my two things. Was like the Falcon Heavy rocket was just like so fucking that when I think of like science this year, that was like the one thing that really stands out to me.
So beautiful, man.
Was just that one.
Yeah.
Like overall.
Yeah, it was
but
that.
Yeah, the Cassini mission was that was a while ago.
Cassini's that's the Saturn.
The Saturn one.
Were you talking about
Insight?
the
new one?
Insight
was that this
the
year?
lander?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like a month ago.
Oh, okay. So that was a month ago.
That was like not too long ago.
And then what were the other ones you had talked about?
Well, there's like, I mean, obviously there's 1,000 things that actually happened this year. So like literally just to fire off a few, there's a few articles that we found, like some by BBC. There was CBC.ca, a Canada scientific organization, thescientist.com. So like,
well, let's deem those two things like our fucking 2018. Like these are the ones that give us stoked.
I got one more.
Get us stoked.
I got one more though.
In the pants. Go ahead.
From a scientific discovery standpoint. So because a lot of the stuff that we talked about, which was all of it, was all space exploration stuff, which is magical, right? The other one that I was going to look up, or that I was hearing about, was the ever so controversial moment where a Chinese scientist used the CRISPR gene editing tool. Long story short, editing genes, editing DNA, was done for the first time on a set of twins.
Interesting.
Right? So these twins, and essentially, like, he basically, like, and this is where it gets kind of controversial, but he basically erased the HIV DNA strand because their parents had it. right?
Okay.
And so like the kids, in order to not pass it, they like edited their DNA in these kids and made manufactured babies. Which was a real thing, right? So it's like, so now that in and of itself, you think to yourself, there's a whole thing about CRISPR. There's a whole, controversial statement of it, right? Because like on one end, you're just like, playing God. The other end, you're like, curing disease for all humanity. Yeah. And so you're weighing back and forth between these things.
The biggest thing that I heard about that wasn't so much that removing diseases wasn't the issue. It was that if you remove a portion of like the genetic coding, how does that affect the rest of the chain?
Well, like
we'll
because
find out, right?
We will find out. They're babies. They're babies, yeah. So like we're not going to find out for like 20 years or whatever until they're grown up. But the more that we know, so like as of the 90s, the late 90s, I think it was, where we first mapped the human genome, or it was like 2006. Hold on.
We're still mapping.
When did we first map the human genome?
Okay, I found this on
the Human Genome Project. 1990, yeah. In 2003, that's what it was. Declared complete in 2003. So that was the first time that in science history, about almost 15 years ago, mind you, that's like this in the big grand scheme of things, like we were able to map the human genome, which basically like you are able to make the book of the DNA sequence of a human. So if they're able to do that, which takes a fuck ton of science, it's like, so you're able to define it more and more what that person's DNA is like. So then that's how they get to the point where they develop CRISPR. That's how they get to the point of being able to understand where the bad DNA genes are and just literally snip them out. It's so fucking scientific.
Yeah.
Snip them out and then replace them with healthy DNA strands.
Yeah, I was listening to a podcast recently that was talking about if you were to remove specific parts of genetic coding, the repercussions of how it would affect the rest of the code is like entirely up in the air.
So it could happen,
Well, we won't know without, science
and
experimentation.
And what's interesting,
maybe not on humans.
Maybe not on humans.
Maybe we can clone human babies that
the cloning
have no
butthole.
Maybe zombies. You know what I mean? Like
no butthole.
That's how. Yeah, no butthole. That's what defines a human. That would be terrible. That'd be terrible. I'm sure there are people who are born without buttholes. But he got edited in. You're like, this human doesn't have a butthole.
Yeah, right. But that's the thing. It's like you got kids that are like fucking weird.
Well, I guess the big thing would be to like scan DNA and be like, okay, well this is abnormal, and then be able to identify what are the core things that need to be repaired or fixed or whatever.
I think that's the important side of it, where it's like that it could be used for good. Yeah. But as all things that could be used for good could be used for bad. So it's like, but my opinion is like, you can regulate it, you can control it and stuff like that. Someone's going to do something fucked up like this guy in China. Because he did it totally under the radar, even under the Chinese government.
For science,
for science, right? And so regardless of what
that guy did when they found out what LSD was, he was like, it won't let me experiment on humans. Guess I'll dose myself. Yep. And then he discovered LSD.
And here we are. So it's like,
and now
that's an example where, right?
Sorry,
a little bit somehow, right? Yeah. Maybe we're all in like a simulation or something like that, right? So, but it's like, but regardless of how this turns out, the fact that it was done, the ice has been broken.
That man crossed the threshold.
In a big
fucking way.
So if it turns out horrible, turns out horrible.
Yeah, and he's got to live with the consequences.
It's not going to be the end of our existence. It's not going to be the end of the world, but...
Okay, so recap.
Yes.
2018 best scientific things that happened. Falcon heavy rocket launched, first commercial rocket that you could pay for yourself if you're a millionaire and send over 60,000 kilograms of stuff. Also happened to be a car for fun.
Sent to space for no fucking
Number
reason.
2, we sent 2 rovers to Mars. One rover to Mars.
Lander.
That also, thanks for let me do this voice while you correct me.
Yeah, you got it, baby.
While we went there, we found Mars had liquid water on it, and it was also frozen, which could mean that in the past, or maybe future, or maybe a subterranean race of people are living on Mars. And then number 3, a China scientist edited the I tried to be really careful with that.
Keep going. The China.
The China scientist edited the genetic code
DNA.
using CRISPR and removed HIV from 2 twin babies. And that's the 2018 science recap for the XP Talk Show.
Okay. Everyone take a deep breath of this. You too. Ready? And exhale. Breathe in that science again. Exhale that knowledge to you and your friends. Because what is knowledge and what is science without sharing it?
Exactly.
Am I right?
You're right.
So that's what we were here to do.
That's right.
We get so fucking excited, if you guys can't already tell, about this stuff. And it's all real in our eyes. And we know it's real because we see it and we feel it, we believe in it.
And they experiment on it.
And fuck, man, people's reputations are built on it.
Yep.
People's life's work is built on it.
Yep.
So let's fucking scientists for president, right? Scientists for president. Let's see what we could do. So that is our chunk. That's our chunk of the scientific discoveries of 2018, end of the year recap for science.
Yes.
Fucking what can happen 2019. Let's talk about 2019. Not in the sense of science necessarily, but
let's talk.
What do you get? Like, so give me like a one thing that you're excited about for 2019.
I'm excited. I'm really excited to just like develop the show more because this show and like everything and how I handled the stream and all of that like went through an entire overhaul at the beginning of the year. Mm-hmm. And I'm excited to see like how the show changes entirely.
Yeah.
Just because I get bored and I want to make new things. Yeah. My goal, I guess, for 2018 would be to, or 2019 would be to, I just want to like meet more cool ass people.
Hell yeah.
TwitchCon was like the biggest fucking thing that I ever went to con wise, and I had so much fun meeting everybody. And like some of these people like I watch on a regular basis, so like meeting them in person was fucking surreal. Mm-hmm. And being able to hang out with them and like I was and getting the confirmation that I was doing well. You know what I mean? Like, hey, you're representing who you are, like, well online.
Yeah.
Like, you're no different than when I met you, like, in chat, you know? Like,
it's almost like people online should be... Zoom in. People should be themselves?
No.
What?
Well, it's hard. We had a whole discussion about this.
We did, yes.
When you give people technology and access to information and we're not really coached through life about like how to handle our emotions or what to do with this stuff, like there's a lot of repercussions for that and a lot of trial and error. And unfortunately, when you're in a room full of people, if somebody is like, hey, what you said bothered me, blah, 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 you're like, well, I can ban you. You know, this is my space.
Yikes.
You know what I mean? So, like, you can
Hashtag
control
MySpace.
your environment. Bring it back. You hear me, Tom? Add me on.
Full circle.
Sorry.
Full circle.
But yeah, so, like, TwitchCon was, like, a huge confirmation that I had been going the right way in terms of, like, how I was handling myself. I'm excited to see, like, what else I can do. I'm going to be building a new computer in 2019, so like I'm going to be able to do even more with the stream. I'm excited to do another like maps goal. Dude, this year was nuts. We're still raising money for the Multidisciplinary Association for Psychedelic Studies, MAPS, exclamation PTSD, and I'm going to be on the Nerd Stash for the following year too. So we're going to be going. We broke $30,000 for Extra Life for Kids.
Holy shit!
So that was fucking nuts.
That's insane.
To an amazing cause.
That's a lot of cash.
That's a lot of hooch.
That's a lot of hooch. Fuck, that's hilarious.
And I've been during the end of this year, I've been experimenting with like the IRL streams. Which, by the way, Lee got me a fucking Christmas present. We're gonna
show the good people. I'm so jazzed about this. This is real life.
We got a dope IRL tripod to do IRL streams with, and it's got tentacle legs, so I can wrap it around stuff. And
I got to see this because, like, I don't know about you guys, but I enjoyed his IRL stream, just like cooking, doing yoga, you know, doing crafting, playing, do whatever he wants. So I was like, you need to get some of this to like get a little stamp. You can, if you ever like upgrade, get like a camera sometime.
Yeah, it's got pieces for that. So I appreciate it.
You are stat.
Yeah, give me
Stat?
a hug for that.
Stat. You're
stat.
I was gonna say set up. I was like,
Thank
I
you.
combined set, up, and I don't know. My brain didn't
It's
work.
okay.
It's okay. I lost it.
It's okay. Don't be cry.
Happy
Hi,
holidays
Meggles.
to all.
I'm trying to think what else.
This is AR. You
Well,
guys are
I'm
seeing
gonna be
us in
saving
three-dimensional.
money for all. Like, I'm still saving money for the wedding. All of next, like all of forever.
that's next year too, right?
That's the 2020.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be a
Sweet.
year closer to that.
Sweet. Get.
I want to go
fucking
back
excited.
to Colorado with the homies. Like, I want to have
on a particular day, right?
I want
particular
a road trip.
So you want to go on a particular day? Right?
Yeah, definitely. Like
A specific day of
specific
no
days and-
relevance to Colorado.
Not at all.
You guys don't know what we're talking about.
What else? I'm trying to think.
Because yeah, dude, I think
I want to spend more time like with people. Is
Yeah.
the thing. Like, I want to be able to have new and greater experiences in more than just like travel. Like,
I
wanna
will- I
just
will
be
tell you, man.
Out of my comfort,
I will
comfort
tell
zone.
you, like, your wedding is gonna be fucking.
I hope so.
I love both of you guys, you and Leia, so much because it's gonna be creative, it's gonna be weird, it's gonna be delicious, it's gonna be heartwarming, it's gonna be romantic. It's like that is something to absolutely look forward to because like talk about not necessarily meeting new people per se, but understanding the importance of the existing people in your life.
Yeah.
That's the day that it's going to happen. Not
Yeah.
you can make it's gonna
That's
happen.
what the day is for.
And it's incredible, dude. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I've just, so
you.
experienced in this
He said.
this married life thing, so I think I'm a pro at it. So
Yeah, getting ready for marriage all next year.
get
That's
excited
gonna be
about it.
huge.
Get fucking excited about it. It's
I am,
incredible.
man. It's a lot of money, bro. and
Don't
I'm
worry
just
about that shit, dude. We're in debt. I don't give a fuck. We're in debt, but it
We're
was the
in
most
debt.
magical day of my fucking life.
Okay.
It's
I
worth
believe
every penny.
I believe.
Be in debt forever. It doesn't fucking matter. If you could like supply, because we thought about this, and I got to the point where I was like, I don't fucking boop boop boop. Money I don't have. Money I don't have. Money I don't have. And it was all I never lost sight in the fact that like I just want to make sure that Elaine and I create an incredible experience for ourselves and for the people that come. That was it. If you don't lose sight on that, the money does not fucking matter.
Yeah.
Get a credit card, you put it all on there. Which, by the way, on a credit card that has travel miles,
Oh yeah, I got one, bro.
do it.
Trust me.
Put everything.
I got
on
40,000 miles already.
that. Put everything on there, baby. You got your honeymoon paid for.
Hey,
Anyways, whew.
what else?
So yeah, anything else? 2019.
Oh, my
excited
goal,
for?
not my goal per se, but it's just like an objective I have just in general is to spend more time with my core family,
Sure.
one-on-one. Because like,
Nice, yeah.
I want to get to like I understand the human
understand.
behavior ingredient stuff and why they act the way they act, but like they don't know that. So like, how can I not only show them that the way they're experiencing things, like and handling things, like emotionally, like where that comes from, by getting to
One-on-one.
know them more, right?
Yeah.
And
Sometimes you only see your family when it's the group of you.
Yeah.
So the one-on-one kind of conversation. Yeah, I personal experience too, man. Yeah, it's
Right.
super valuable.
And I don't have like I know it sounds bad, but because of how I grew up, like I spent a lot of time distancing myself from my family because of the way we grew up. So it's like now I'm at an age where like it's not that I want to fix everything. It's just like I want to be able to have a relationship with them more than just, hey, when are you coming over, like for holiday or whatever it is.
Yeah. It's not having. It's like it's being proactive rather than reactive.
Exactly.
That's been my phrase of this like past week.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
Be proactive rather than reactive, and
Yeah.
like if you could rebuild those relationships and take the steps to make that happen.
Yeah.
Then you will be set.
Yeah, and I've learned so much this past year, dude. I
Hell
got
yeah.
let go from my job previously. I found a new job. I'm learning shit every day that I like didn't know at all before.
Life is
so it's
exciting.
like it's cool. Like I feel like I've already experienced like 2 years in this fucking
All right. Yeah.
in 2018.
It's only
But
been
what
a
about
year.
you, man? Like what
Dude.
do you got like going?
Well, it's gonna be interesting because I'm on the same boat as you. Like learning so much this year.
Oh, real
so
quick,
much did happen.
Before we continue to, please let us know what you guys are planning to do, whether it's like right now or like your kind of like long-term goals or whatever. It doesn't even need to be for 2019. It could just be like something that you're hoping to accomplish or something. Give it
to us in like a short sentence, so it's like easy to pick up, so we could like try to shout you guys out and everything to start discussion. But but yeah, dude, 2018. Like I will stress again. It's like I know so let me put it this way. So like. Politically, from a 2018 perspective, right? America kind of fucked up, you know? So there's a lot of dark shit that was happening. I listened to The Daily, the podcast, the New York Times podcast. It's like a daily news show and stuff like that.
Sure.
And then a few days ago, they did a recap in sound bites of 2018 from a politics standpoint.
I did listen to that last year with your recommendation, and it was super fucking
This
interesting.
one is fascinating because it's like it was the same thing that you did with like the Falcon Heavy. You're like, holy shit, that was this year. It totally articulates all of the major horrible shit that happened this year politically and like in the country. It can be. So here's my point is,
but
like,
it's like a retrospective. Like, how much did we?
It is. And how did we learn from this
what did
stuff?
we learn? And we did learn. Like, we were talking about like how everybody who's getting elected is like, we're looking at you, bro. Like, because we already elected the biggest fucking idiot you could put into like a position of power. We did it. So it's like, what are you doing? Are you a secretary? What the fuck are you doing?
Sorry, are you gonna be another senator that gets like?
I looked at my camera. Yeah. There's a clip of me not threatening JB Pritzker.
Oh,
that is like in my clips, and it's like, this is not a threat. I said, I was like, but if you fuck this up, Chicago like is not gonna
be
have
happy.
It. Yeah.
He's not gonna be happy. But it's like,
anyway,
so that's the thing. So it's like the darkness that happened politically in America was rough.
Yeah.
And so in this past year. And so like listening to that one episode, I was like, damn, dude, a lot of shit really fucking happened this year. So, but then at the same time, like throughout this year, I got to go to California for my job and do like this really fucking important thing. I had my bachelor weekend and got to go to the fucking the ranch. I got to go to Lucasfilm Ranch,
which is fucking insane.
Which is unreal.
That's
I got
like
married. It's
a
like
bucket list item.
I went to the UK and like and just C2E2 this year. Experienced the motherland. Like fucking serious shit happened in my life, and like and all of it was unbelievable.
Yeah, man.
And I have become a new human being because of this year.
Heck yeah.
So to be able to go into 2019 now and be like, what the fuck else do I do? You know, but it's like, but at the same time, I'm using this inspiration. I'm using this stuff that I get to be proud of saying that I did in a year and tackle any sort of fucking challenge in next year. So like, one of those big things is get a goddamn voice acting career. Get it going. You know, so like that, I'm slowly inching towards it to the point where like I am now finding the fuel inside me to get that shit done, right? And whatever it takes, looking at it every angle, whatever tools I need, whatever people I need to talk to, whatever money I need to spend, is to fucking just do it. You know what I mean? And so that was like, that's my big thing, right? Maybe find a house that we have to live in. You know, that's going to be another huge life thing that we have to come into.
Yeah, no kidding.
So it's like but then at the same time, I'm going to keep it open to the point where I'm going to accept any experience that comes my way. Right? Learn from it, gain from it, level the fuck up, gain EXP, you know? Yeah. Full circle.
Yeah.
And so like prestige mode, dude. Every year is prestige mode.
I've been like starting over again for the past like, I don't know, I feel like for the past 4 years. I get a new job like every 3 years or so.
Yeah.
And the past 2 jobs I've had, I was there for about a year, and then like something happened and I needed to leave. You know, so it's like I've reset so many fucking times.
Prestige
but, like,
mode.
All of this shit, all the life experience that I've been through, it's like things will just work out because I know what I'm doing now. There's not like, it's not that I'm just being thrown out. It's like, you don't got shit. Like, it's like, no, dude, you have a bunch of good work experience and like ethic and a way you carry yourself. And like that is super important because it lets you operate professionally.
Yeah.
And I ended 2018 by being one of the very first new people at the office to be elected for MVP, which is like a community voted bonus thing that they do.
Dual high fives. So sick.
I got a fucking sick
Dude, give this
bonus
guy hype.
coming
Are you
in, bro.
serious? Do you guys realize this?
I got sick money coming
Where's
over
Where's
here.
that hype there, friends?
Yeah.
Because Steve, that's like not
Super
it's not
unreal, bro.
It's unreal, but it's also not a shock to me.
I told you I would do it.
Steve's goddamn ambitious.
I'm not
He's
trying to be
strong.
like a cocky. I'm not trying to suck my own dick. Is the phrase I would
Try
use.
it.
Like,
Just go ahead and try it right now.
no.
Just like.
I'm flexible, but no, I'm not trying to suck my own dick. But like, the way I learn
Hell yeah.
things, the way I learn things, and I will share this with you guys who are maybe starting new jobs or looking for new work. One of my very good friends, Boston, for the win. If Josh, can you shout him out really quick? He left a job he was at for 4.5 years to do something he was completely uncomfortable with. Never been happier. And I had this whole conversation like with a bunch of other people prior. I was like, I'm just gonna, when you start a new job, like, it's stressful, but you gotta hunker down and get the fundamentals down. And when you have those fundamentals down and you're operating on like the master level for the fundamentals, everything else is fucking easy.
Oh yeah.
And that's
it's
it.
not
And
a
people will just
challenge.
be like, how do you know how to do this? And why do you like do this? It's like, literally, it's the bare minimum shit that you need to execute highly on, and everything else will come. Because you're going to be exposed to things you're uncomfortable with. Like, it's nuts, man.
Like whether it be relationships you need to build or process and procedures,
New
stuff
people
that you
you're
need
meeting.
to know.
Yeah.
New people, yeah, like new things you have to learn from, whatever it is.
Yeah.
You can get so comfortable
All of
in
the
your
stuff
job,
that I
but-
like learned at my previous job was fucking nuts. Like, it was just, it all helped me. Everything from like when I worked with you and when I worked at the other company, I won't say.
Said previous company.
I learned a lot about human interaction. I learned a lot about like having confidence in myself and finding resources. So it's like, it's strange to be in an environment that hasn't fostered that sort of thing, because I'm in a room full of people who don't know how to talk to each other is what it comes down to. That's that's like the basic minimum stuff. It's like, you have a problem with this person, you have a problem with this person, like, go tell them what's going on.
Talk
because
to them.
it's creating animosity when it shouldn't be there. You're looking at text all day, like on an email or whatever, and you're misinterpreting what's happening. You can't just make an assumption. Go talk to that person.
Don't give them a reason to be upset with you.
Right.
By not doing anything.
Right. And
you
like,
know?
and I encourage you guys to do that, and make sure like you practice with somebody too. Like, if you don't know how to talk to somebody at work, you can just talk with a person you trust or have rapport with. Like, hey, I need to talk to this person about this. Like, can I practice with you and just like see if this works?
Yeah.
And once you have that down, like, that's a bare minimum of like communicating with your coworkers. And then like, hey, I need direction. Who do I talk to get direction? Well, fuck everybody that's like in your immediate vicinity. Who's the person that's going to get what you need to be done?
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Start there. Okay? If you don't
Then
have access to that
learn from
person,
yeah.
find how you can access that person.
Just
That's
just
what I
like
learned.
constantly move yourself to the point where it's like you're always learning and always growing.
Right.
And like always try to push yourself to like find out the answer
Yeah.
in your own way.
Right.
And then try to double check your work, triple check your work.
Yeah.
You confidently have that answer, then you become that resource. Become that resource for others. And then it just kind of fucking builds and builds and builds to the point where like people look at you naturally and you're in your element, and then they're just like, this guy's fucking unstoppable. You know, so live that life. Dude.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Master your surroundings.
Shmo, dude, Pete said hi. Oh, it's beautiful. If you see him or when you see him again, you give him smooches. Give him a smooch on the nose. Tip of the nose.
Give him a smoocherina.
Tiny little smooch on the nose would be precious from me. But
I've been summoned from the freezer aisle and in your fridge.
Oy.
Smoked ham is in my fridge? Fuck yeah.
It's more smokied.
All right, guys, real quick.
Man, what a show. Huh?
We had a fucking sick 2018 recap show. We talked about our top 2018 science things happening for the past year. We talked about like our reflection over the past year, some goal-ish stuff for 2019, or like the ambiguity of what 2019 brings for us. What do you guys have in terms of questions, concerns, feedback, or if you just want to share like your New Year's like goals, or maybe not even New Year's, but like your own life goals, whatever it is.
Maybe if someone's got something
Please.
cool they're doing for New Year's.
Yeah.
Okay, so because I know confidently nobody in the chat probably is going to be at this party. I'm going to spoil something.
Okay.
Because I'm actually really fucking excited for it. So I'm going to a masquerade party.
That's fucking cool.
Right. It's Elaine's friend in from California. She's having a little masquerade party. It's a good handful of friends that we know and stuff like that.
Nice.
It's gonna be a fun time, right? So then they're just like, it's gonna be a masquerade party. So make sure everyone got a little mask. And so like Elaine was like, you gotta go find a mask. So I proceed to go to Amazon.com. And I type in male or men's masquerade mask. Okay. And ton of hits show up.
Sure.
Right? Obviously. And it's masks that you very typically can tell. Like those masquerade kind of like fancy French and
half
like
moon,
old, half
like
moon one, whatever.
Yeah.
Then I scroll upon the most golden gem of my life, and I need to try to find a picture of it. Can you pull up?
Men's, what was it?
No, just here. Can I type it out? Can I type it out? I don't know if it's going to show up on Amazon anymore because I looked back and it's not there anymore. So like that's why.
I'm R2L2.
Hey, we switched spots. Look at me. I'm Steve.
Meggles, I feel you on that. I feel you there.
Hell yes.
Oh no, dude.
This is the shit that I bought. Can you pull that up on the thing?
Yeah.
So
this dude,
it was like $5. It was like $5. I didn't buy it from this website. I bought it from Amazon at the time.
So you're gonna wear?
I'm wearing this to a masquerade party for New Year's.
Hanging out?
Oh yeah,
amazing.
Dude, it's so perfect, and it's like it fits super well, and it's just gonna be a goddamn hit because no one's gonna expect it.
Nobody's gonna fucking expect it,
right? Like no one's gonna expect. Like everyone's gonna try to get like the fanciest or the most artsy fartsy one.
Make sure you're like fucking wearing a suit or some shit. That'd be like
we're gonna get fancy
swanky
shit, like super swanky, and I'm just gonna pop this fucking Predator mask on.
Dude, that's so dope.
I can't wait until this happens. So if anybody has any fun New Year's plans, or again something maybe that you guys are looking forward to in the next year. Fucking share, dude.
Meggles wants to travel more and get out of her comfort zone because all she does is work in game.
Dude, so travel tip: go out of the country, go straight, real uncomfortable. Like go to a place where you need a different currency.
That shit is nuts.
And you need a passport. I'm telling you, worth it. My gosh, shocks you into understanding your own culture and your own society a little more. It's fucking amazing.
Show.
So sick, dude. But anyway, so like as we get people that are maybe adding some stuff to the chat, this is our wrap-up segment. So this is our last show of 2018. We talked about a ton of shit. I got super excited. We hope you guys got super excited for the show as well. Couple of plugs.
Yep.
Go ahead and follow us on the internet. Links below. In Instagram, Twitter. If you follow the Exp Talk Show on Twitter, you can get some updates for us.
Is it social?
I think it's just
there
social.
It is.
There we go.
Twitter.com/KonkyTalks64. Instagram.com.
So do that stuff. Follow us so you can hear the new shows. We do this at least we try our hardest, every Thursday night, 7:30 Central Standard Time. We try to be consistent because that's what gains, all these guys to hang out with us every week.
Yep.
Which we appreciate every single one of you sweet baby faces.
If you guys want to contribute to the ongoing article thing, we made a Discord centered around you guys. It's not KonkyDong64's channel or Discord or whatever, because I didn't want to do that. It just didn't feel right. Like, the whole reason why I do this is to connect with people more. We connect with people more in sharing information and articles and all that stuff. So if you'd like to join the Discord, I've set it up so that you can request to be a talk show homie. If you want to be a talk show homie, you get access to a special part of the Discord. You can give us feedback. You can discuss the show. You can post articles. Schmo Gaming and Josh have done an amazing job of contributing to the show, so thank you guys so much.
Sweet babies, man. And then if you guys dig my cool t-shirt, we sell these on our website. Shameless plug. That's so weird.
Hey, I can do worse.
When we say,
we're affiliated with an amazing company as well.
Yeah.
So we got these awesome shirts. If you want to buy them, I've got a few left. I've been giving them away too.
They're so cozy.
So if you're gonna be in Chicago, like fucking hit a boy up.
hang out.
And you can get a possible free shirt.
But I think the one of the major things that we ask of you guys, because is a give and take, right?
Yeah.
So we give, you guys give, we take, you guys take, right? So if you guys enjoyed the show tonight, or if you've enjoyed it in the past, again, give us feedback. We always appreciate that. Like, we want to make sure we can make the show like fucking better and better and better and better and better
every time. Yeah.
And here I got a thing.
Sure.
So I haven't asked it or told you about this.
Okay.
2019, maybe. So we do the live show every Thursday, right?
Uh-huh.
I was toying with the idea of looking into trying to do the iTunes podcast thing.
Oh.
Like if we could rip the audio format and then throw it on iTunes. Like I'll make us like a fucking little musical jingle for the beginning and end of it and make it into like a recorded podcast that people can like listen in at work, listen on their cars or something like that.
Yeah, maybe we can do that in a... Well, the only reason why I would say, like, this is definitely, like, a different discussion, but if we were going to do that, the formatting would have to be different because the audio that we use in the background is not permissible.
Yeah.
Like, I don't just use Edamame's background music. There's some other artists in there, too.
So that we'll figure out the kind of logistics of it.
I would love to do a podcast.
Yeah, because I want... The main reason I was thinking about that, because I love podcasts.
Yeah.
Right? The reason why I love podcasts, I could listen to them wherever and whenever I want.
Agreed.
Right?
Yeah.
And this is emphasizing that point where, like, all you guys that are hanging out, you're at your phone, you're at your computer, you're sitting down, you got headphones in or something like that. You can't drive while watching us. Mm-hmm. You can't do that. Yeah. If you are, shame. But but we want to give like some sort of element where you guys can just take us on the road with you.
Yeah.
So that was one thing, but that's a kind of a piece of feedback. If you guys want to see us do something or whatever it is, like give us the feedback. Let us know in the Discord. But if you guys enjoyed the show, share it with your friends. Share it with everybody.
Like you guys have been. Like all these hosts and follows
retweets,
and all this
follows,
stuff.
like all
sincerely,
that
I can't thank you guys enough.
So sick.
Let me just take, this is our last XP Talk Show. I just want to take the time now to say thank you guys for supporting me in like my different endeavors. It hasn't just been me gaming here, like doing this show and like playing music for you guys and doing IRL streams. Like I'm definitely excited about just doing different things because like, you know, you said and what I've reiterated countless times is like with ADHD things get boring, especially if you're doing the same fucking thing over and over again.
Yeah, gotta shape it.
You can't be complacent. You gotta do your own thing and go outside your comfort zone. So I'm looking to do that more and more with the show.
Sweet.
If you guys want to help support the show in other ways too and help get yourselves into shape, you guys can check out onit.com. We're affiliated with them. They're an amazing company. They're the reason why I'm not sick and why my whole family got sick over the holidays. I attribute it to like the knowledge they gave me for free, which you can do all there. All their diet articles and like all of that stuff are all free. Their supplements are amazing. They have a Shroom Tech immune supplement that I use. They use the cordyceps mushroom to boost the immune system in some way, shape, or form. And then they have an article.
Science.
It's fucking dope.
Basically,
every supplement that's on this website has some sort of like article or study that's done with it. And if you guys don't fucking like what you're taking, you can get your money refunded. And I know you've taken Alpha Brain and our new supplement of the month.
I'm already running
which
out.
I've been using.
Totally already running
is New Mood. If you guys want to try it out, it's New Mood is a combination of the So the cordyceps mushroom is really interesting. It can be used for
get ready. You guys sitting back?
It can
you guys sitting back now.
So the cordyceps mushroom, you guys know from Last of Us. That's what caused like the whole infection thing. Mm-hmm. But it's not that. But
it's not that bad.
It's you can separate the cordyceps mushrooms, like isolate certain portions of it to create 3 different effects. One is a stress reducing relaxation sort of supplement, which is New Mood. You can get that for free right now if you want to try it out. The other is the immune boosting aspects, so like prevent sickness and that sort of thing. And then the third one is an energy boosting one, which can be used as like a pre-workout without the whole crazy jittery hands I want to grit my teeth sort of thing. So if you guys want to check it out, try it out. It's all free. The reason why I'm affiliated with them is because I've used their stuff for 5 years. I've got their kettlebells. I've got their fucking supplements. I use all of their shit, and it's awesome. I wouldn't advocate anything less. It's better than fucking G Fuel. Go fuck yourself, G Fuel.
Oh! Shots fired! Oh! That was heavy, but hope you're not listening, G Fuel.
I hope you are listening, G Fuel.
Yeah, that's kind of fucked. You guys are probably stopping hearts out there. But yeah, so like I use it too. I've been taking it too. I have the superfood.
but
no, I had the superfood, and the scoop was at the bottom of the fucking canister.
Oh, you used it all?
Not yet, but I'm like getting
okay,
there.
okay.
And it's like, and I'm just like, God, why is it at the bottom of the fucking canister?
Oh my gosh, the scoop is in the very bottom of the canister. Yeah.
I've had to use my own scoop, and then like I was like, oh.
Yeah, it's there.
Well, shit.
Yeah, it's
Anyway.
real tiny. No,
Super yummy though.
I've done that too.
So
I'll
stupid.
be like, I've got to use like a regular spoon for a little bit, and I'm like digging out this shit. I'm like, why don't you guys put it in after the protein powder's done?
Right, or like strap it to the lid of the thing.
Yeah. I should ask them. There probably there's probably like a reason for that. They're probably like, well, it moves around and shit. I'm like, all right.
Feedback opportunity. So, yeah. But guys, thank you for joining us for the show tonight. That's gonna wrap 2018. Am I right? That emote is hilarious.
Fuck you, G Fuel.
Fuck you, G Fuel. That's like Twitch Fuel.
I guess so. I don't know.
Twitch Fuel, something like that. But yeah, good stuff. We hope you guys enjoyed the show tonight.
Yeah.
I had a good time. I'm getting over being sick. God, what a good show.
You guys can see us later.
Check us out on the internet. Like, this doesn't stop here.
No, it doesn't.
Right? We want to connect with you guys. We want to hang with you guys other than the show, necessarily. So, follow us, giving us good, hang out with your friends.
Jump in the Discord.
Jump in the Discord.
Seriously, thank you guys for, like, all the follows and stuff, too.
Who we fucking rated, dude?
Let's find out. Hold on one second.
Let's rate a smoochy boy.
A smoochy boy?
I don't know.
Let's
I don't
see
know what that means.
Who's smooching it up.
So we're gonna find someone to send the love to. If you guys gain some knowledge tonight, share this knowledge with the next chat room that you guys are gonna be hanging out with, because literally we can be a virus of science,
in the best
of information. Yes, a virus of knowledge. And we can spread that seed to all the sweet babies out there.
Speaking of science, okay, I found out who we're gonna raid. We're gonna raid one of the person that made me, that helped make the Discord with me based on feedback and everything. Her name is Princess Cat Power. If you guys have raided her before with us, you know that she is playing through Mass Effect 3 right now.
Damn.
One of the most sciencey, fucking awesome, dope fucking games ever, and she has a wonderful voice. Please join us as we share our experience with her chat. Do it one more time. All right, boys.
Send it over that way.
All right, hold on one second here.
Let's hear this raid.
Boop.
Gets me very excited.
We love you guys. We'll see you later. If you guys have any questions,
happy 2018
for us, feedback, whatever, we'll see you guys later. I'll be on this Sunday.
Happy New Year's. To each his own. To infinity beyond.
Buzz Lightyear.
Buzz Lightyear.
All right, boys and girls. We'll see you later. Love ya. Bye bye.